Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to the Wet Hair Done Creative Live. Yeah, running a little behind today, and I feel like a toddler, so I'm gonna actually raise my chair up. Maybe. There we go. Okay, I feel like I have just joined the chat, joined the party. How are you all? Wet hair don't care. Yep, that's what we're rolling with today. It's funny because I even went outside I can't talk. I went outside to try and dry my hair, and I was blown away by a message I received, communication from spirit. I'm still like, that emoji. I'm still like that. I was planning to share with you the dream I had last night anyway, and then this thing happened, and then another thing happened, and like all in a row, and I'm like, it all is connected. It all means something, and I keep hitting my elbows. Sorry, let me put those down. So yeah, wow, it's been crazy. How have you guys been? Any dreams, visions, epiphanies? There's a lot going on in that regard right now, and I do have this is interesting. I do have my window partially open so that I can hear the mailman because guess what? My Moldavite will be here today, and if it arrives during the live stream, I'm gonna pause a hot second and go down and get it and do an unboxing right here during the live. Again, only if it arrives during the live, but normally my mail is here on Saturday anywhere between 10:30, which it's now 12:30 my time, and 3 o'clock, which, we still have a few hours to get there, depending on how much mail is going out. An owl. Oh, wow. Okay, so I am actually, you guys can share your stories or anything kind of crazy town that has happened to you guys in the last however long. And I'm going to scroll back up to the top of the chat just to see who all's here and say hello. And yeah, I have a little bit of housekeeping with the donations to do. I saw Michelle Lynn had said something about sending 2 donations. I only see 1 so far, but nope, I see 2. I'm a liar. There it is. So we will get you down for 2 when I get back down that way. So hello, Get to Leka. You sent for 2 as well. Thank you so much for your donation. Hello, Leanne Lazen. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. Shrishti, hello. Sarah Sultan, hello. And if you are here only for the free question mosh pit, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. We're still gonna do the free question mosh pit, but normally before we get into the show, I will do either a collective read or pull cards for everyone who's here. But I think instead, I'm just gonna share this story with you, and then we're gonna get right into it today. That way we will allow enough time. My throat has just been, I don't know if it's all the pollen flying around or what, but my throat, I got a bit of a a vocal fry going on with the whole, and there's a spider up on man, I am all over the place today, you guys. I am sorry, but there is a spider. I've seen this guy in about 3 or 4 locations in my home, and he's one of those cool little, he kind of looks like those zebra striped spiders. He's kind of a thick little daddy, but he's really small and compact, kind of a stocky, short little spider, if you will. They kind of move backwards and kind of move like this, and then they move over here, and then they kind of, I don't know what kind of spider that is, but he's my pal. And I don't normally like spiders, but I like that guy. He can stay. Him and cat spiders. I love cat spiders. Yeah, they look creepy as heck, but I like them. And spiders are all about transformation, creativity. Someone's honking a horn. So maybe there's a message in that for us, that we are being called to get creative and inspired, and how some transitions take place in life. Don't get caught in the web. Can make a sign out of anything, just about. Hello, Michelle Lynn. Hello, Deep Shoe, Cheyenne, and Vicky Downey, Pika Lee, Katie R, Jasmine Ridley, Kirsten is here, Jaden is here. Who else? Swell Root Bobby is here. Just Sandy, hello. Pretty princess. Joyful Journey is here. Okay, well we've got 12 people in the house and 9 likes on the video. Thank you so much for liking the video. That does help me, even if just a little bit. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 on my clock. Oh, it just turned to 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, we are just, the signs are on and popping today. And just Sandy, you have sent a donation. now that I'm at the bottom of the list here, as far as I've caught up with the most recent chat, I'm going to add Michelle Lynn's second question and Sandy's donation to the list as well. But let me just triple check that we don't have anyone between her and Kat. Nope. Sandy is our most recent. Okay. Add that. And then we'll get into the little story time. Just Sandy. That's how you spell it, Amanda. Cool. Okay. This is our current list, and I will, of course, paste it again. But Katie R is going to be starting us off, and then get to like a Ray times 2, Michelle Lynn times 2, Kat, and just Sandy. That is our current lineup. Of course, we will still have our free question mosh pits thrown in here and there, but I wanted to get into, first of all, the dream I had last night, and that was going to be the end-all be-all of what I was going to share, and then we were going to jump in, but some things have happened just since over the last hour or so. Some awesome stuff. Oh, we got another donation coming in from Kirsten, so I'm not going to post this one quite yet, but I have you on the list. I'm going to copy it, so when I do paste it, I have the copy. Okay, so here is my dream. So, I'll kind of give a little pretense as to what happened before the dream. So last night, I was so excited because my favorite band, 21 Pilots, was back with their new album. They released their new album yesterday, and I've been jamming to their music. And not only did they have their new music out, but they also had a live stream performance, which they said would be unlike any other live stream to date. And boy, they did not disappoint. It was so just amazing and transformational. And those two are total star seeds. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. They have a message, and it is a good one. Speaking out against kind of what's happening, but still leaving it open to interpretation so that those who are not woke can still benefit from the messages involved. Like, I am just blown away by their creativity, and Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn. Those are the two people in 21 Pilots. Oh, they made my day yesterday. And also my Black Oxygen Organics came, which is basically fulvic acid. I wanted to do more of a cleanse, more of a detox of my body than just that heavy metal detox that I've been doing with the advanced TRS. I want to kick it up a notch. So we're still doing the TRS, but I'm also adding the BOO, as they call it, Black Oxygen Organics. So it's the acronym BOO. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start slow, because everybody's like, you just want to start slow so you don't start herxing and having all these detox reactions and symptoms. So I'm like, okay, I'll start slow. So I took like 1/6 of the like recommended amount. I put it in a bath to do my regular bath that I do most evenings, and I added that in, and everything's trucking along, and I'm rewatching the live stream of the concert for the second time, and just living my best life, and took a nice long bath, like an hour and some long. So then I get out, and I'm starting to feel really buzzy, really vibraty, but that ain't no thing for me. That's pretty normal here and there. But I think it was as a result of the detox really starting to work. My liver area started to feel kind of like, I don't know, crampy type pains, and like up in my kidneys, I could start to feel some stuff. And I just kind of was nauseous a little bit. But like, those of you who have had morning sickness, it's like when it very first starts to come on, you're like, am I nauseous or am I not nauseous? Like, you couldn't quite tell, but I was also dizzy. So I'm just going to put on this video, Allison Coe, she's a hypnotherapist on YouTube. Well, she posted her latest and greatest about this ascension process and information that her client has gotten about the ascension and all of that. And I kept falling asleep to that. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to put it away and go to sleep. So fast forward to my dream. We've made it. We're now to my dream. So I had a dream that, and my dreams have been not too crazy vivid, but I guess with this fulvic acid, you can start really getting some vivid dreams. And boy, I was in it to win it. It was like I was binging like 10 different Netflix shows, not all like one season of one show, but like I would watch one episode, then go to another. Like, that's how my dreams were. But I was like the starring role of all of them, of course. But I was just like, whoa, this is just amazing. But one of the dreams I had, the most prominent and relevant to where I'm going today, was that I was awake. I knew it was supposed to be daytime and it was dark. And I went outside, like, it's dark, like, what's happening? But it wasn't dark. It was more like the darkness you would get during an eclipse, or um, I wouldn't even say like a bad storm. Like, it was darker than that. But what I could best describe it as, because there was like haze in the air, but it was like a dark haze. So it was almost like if you had like charcoal powder and you threw it up like in the air and you could kind of see it kind of, I don't know, but real thick, like thick charcoal powder, all in the sky and like blocking out the sun pretty much. I mean, you could still see where the sun was, but of course the light couldn't filter well through all the charcoaly kind of haze. But between and amidst all that charcoal haze were just like pixelated rainbow fractals, I guess you could call them. But I kept saying in the dream, it should be daytime. It's daytime right now. Why isn't it light out? I kept saying that over and over. So I woke up remembering that and a bunch of other dreams that I had to write down because they were vivid and really off the chain. So keeping that dream in mind that I just had. And then I went about my day, washed my hair, and then I'm like, I need to get it at least partially dry before my live stream because I was running a little bit behind. So I go outside, and because I kept falling asleep to Allison Coe's video last night, I'm like, oh, I'll just eat my lunch and I'll just listen to this. So I was listening to it, and I'm like, wow, yeah, oh my gosh, yes, a lot of this information is what I've been getting in my own dreams, my own downloads, my own, I guess, meditations. And then I saw up in the sky, up in the air, a falcon or a hawk mixed up with, I counted them, they kept moving everywhere, so I might have miscounted, but there were 13 total crows or ravens mixing it up with this hawk. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to film this. So I stopped my video of Allison Coe playing, and I filmed it. So I'll just kind of show you, I mean, just so you get the gist of what I was seeing. And then we'll get into the rest of this. It's so exciting, so crazy, like mind blown still. Okay, so it's really windy, so I'm not even gonna play the sound. Oops, let me get it going back where I need to be. It was really windy, so I don't think we need sound anyway, but this is what we got. Just let you guys see it for a moment. But the bigger guy mixed up in that is a hawk, and the rest are ravens or crows. They weren't fighting, they're just flying together, like hanging out in the sky. Just like, whoa, this is crazy town. I don't know if you guys can see him there. Yeah, so anyway, that went on for a bit, a couple minutes, and then they just got so far away I couldn't see them well. So, of course, me, nothing is by chance, nothing is a coincidence. So I'm like, what does it mean when you see a hawk and a raven flying together? So I Googled it. So I'll just read what it says here. I got to the kind of relevant part of the article. So it says here, that is not to say these two are mortal enemies. In fact, there are Native American legends pairing the hawk and raven together, or falcon crow, depending on the tribe. The Apache, for example, have a legend that the hawk and raven team together in order to bring light upon the earth. I love that. Loosely, the tale is a moral teaching in the community how to overcome differences to work together in order to produce something worthwhile to the tribe. The story describes the hawk and raven being in a constant battle with each other until one day the world turned dark. Okay, are we listening? Are we still listening? Are you still with me? Whoa. The raven and hawk worked together to rip the sky open to reveal the sun, and then the world became right again because the raven hawk exposed the mighty light, the sun, and returned life back to the lands. There are variations, Navajo, Apache, of the story, theorizing that the story was created during a solar eclipse, which we have coming up on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, the 26th, causing the world to go dark. Other versions of the story include the creation myth. In the beginning, the world was in darkness, and it was up to the hawk and raven to pull down the veil in the sky to reveal the sun. Sorry, I'm so excited I can't talk. There are variations. Oh, I read that part. In this sense, the raven and hawk meaning could represent overcoming conflict in order to let in life-giving light. This could mean using your connection with your friend. This guy was answering a question for somebody, but using your connection with your friend that had passed away, which I have that same vibe going on with my twin flame / best friend John that passed away, and I've been working with him a lot as he's been working as a guide for me. This could mean you're using your connection with your friend to create something brilliant. It could mean bringing people together to overcome difficulties in order to bring about much needed change. When interpreting oracle signs, symbolic episodes, etc., it often helps to consider the elements separately. So I didn't go in yet and look at those things up separately or anything. But so I'm just kind of meditating on that for a second, like, wow, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, well, I got to get to my live, so I'm going to finish quickly eating. I put the video back on at this point, and I'm actually going to pause my music. This was the Allison Coe video I was watching, and this is the point where I pushed play to listen to the message. So I'll let you guys listen to this quick message. And I took this like my own higher self talking to me, or my guides talking to me, the information that was said right here. So just listen, just listen.
He is very, very intuitive. He can feel when there's others around him. He can feel when there's other beings around him. A lot of the time, it's his light workers. It's us. We're constantly here with him, and he senses it. And he's really good at communicating with us. We are constantly sending him messages. He sees the repeating numbers. He sees us in dreams. We've sent him birds, and he can connect with us better. He needs to meditate more.
We send him birds after I paused this video right before that and saw this weird interplay with the birds. I mean, I can't. Okay, that's the end of my story, and it's maybe not as exciting to you guys, but living it, I was just like, I'm shook. Like, I'm so shook right now. Like, I'm still reeling from that information, and that's exactly what I've been getting, that information that came through. So, okay, story time over. We're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start my music back up. So Katie R, go ahead and post your question, my dear. But wow, what do you guys think of that? I saw almost not a lot going on in the chat, but I wasn't really watching. Yes, Kirsten donated on PayPal. Pika Lee donated. We will get you on the list. Also, wow, just joined. You are looking fresh, beautiful, and cute. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was talking about a dream that I had, and then it tied into all the rest that maybe you had heard when you came in. That ties into my dream. Yes, KDR, I was like crazy, crazy, crazy. Kaya Bokari, hello. Thank you so much, Tanya. I'm not sure how to say your name, but I hope you're doing well as well. I would like to learn about one of my spirit guides, please. Awesome. Yes, I love the synchronicity, and yeah, I'm still blown away. I'm probably gonna just have to journal this experience and just really meditate on it when I'm done here. But I really felt, just with the throat issue with all the pollen and stuff, that Spirit's like, you don't need to be on live for 3 hours today or 4 hours today. You need to take it easy. So instead of doing the whole collective message at the beginning, although that was sort of a collective message in and of itself, because I think we are all connected and we're all having these experiences right now. So I think that kind of counted as our message for today. So we're just jumping in for Katie R. Hi, Amanda. I would like to learn about one of my spirit guides. Excuse me. Okay, where are we going? We're going over here to the Keepers of the Light. So this has a lot of ascended masters, archangels, gods, goddesses, known entities. Wow. Okay, so we've got two major energies that are working with you, and this is amazing stuff. So first of all, we've got Kali Ma. So beautiful energy connecting to Kali. Beautiful energy, but this is all about facing your fears, facing your deepest fears, and all those past lives you've been inquiring about lately. It's no wonder that this is why. This is part of why Kali Ma. And again, if you don't believe that these deities or these people actually exist, you can just use the archetypal energy that your guide may be very similar to the archetypes of these, players here. So major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So this is a very divine feminine energy working with you, but we also have divine masculine coming out to play as well. So it's like a union of divine feminine, divine masculine energies within your own body, within your own, arena, so to speak. But again, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. And then spiritual changes, spiritual things unfolding for you. You also have Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. So this just reaffirms what we got with this facing your fears card. Your subconscious is expanding. Wow. Yes. And you understand the connections between all things. So you really are gaining this deeper understanding. But look into Babaji. You can just look up the last word here, J-I, Babaji, and then Kali Ma or Goddess Kali. Um, Look up these two deities, entities, god and goddesses, whatever you want to call. I mean, yes, the Indian goddesses, absolutely. Look up these two because the energies, at the very least, these archetypal energies are very ripe in your life right now, and your guides really do show up in these forms. Even if your guides are, a lot of times I like to think our guides are just part of our own oversoul, our higher self as well. So this just helps you understand the energy surrounding, kind of different facets of your oversoul, your spirit team, your guides. So, you could take it literally like Babaji and Kali Ma are working with me, or you can take it more that your guides embody the divine masculine, divine feminine, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you'll have to research those. You've been getting a tremendous amount of synchronicity lately, yes. And when you are being asked to level up, level up, level up, you will start seeing these things so much that there's no denying. Even if you're like, okay, I saw this thing 5 times, but I still don't believe. You're going to see it 5 more times, 10 more times, 20 more times, because the time is now to start leveling up. And that's what your guides want you to know, is that you're there. You're at this precipice right now where you're going to just blow something wide open. And this something that you're blowing wide open is your own, your understanding about who you are more on a soul level, and bringing that into your everyday life. Because when you can start operating under the guise of, I'm a soul having a human experience, it makes your life flow so much better. We're not so caught up in ego or the I'm not good enough mentality. We start operating as gods on earth, because that's what we are. I mean, there is not just one, that's where a lot of these spiritualists and cult leaders and stuff, they kind of start to get it wrong, as they think they're the reincarnation of Jesus, or they think they are God incarnated. And they're not wrong. They are God incarnated. But what they forgot was they're not the only God incarnated. We all are. We are all fractals of that source. So you're really coming into this understanding. On the back of the deck, as I put it away, Kuan Yin. So care and compassion, choose to be love, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. So this to me is self-love. This is very self-love oriented, very motherly, nurturing love with your own children, with your inner child, with yourself, whatever resonates for you. Is the goddess. She is motherly warrior, fights the evil. She is nature. Life, as well as devours them too. Yes, the destruction and the creation. I love that. But it's like that mama bear energy. It's like the mother bear is so lovely and nurturing, but if you try to get between that mother and her cubs, boy, you better watch out. That is the Kali Ma energy for sure. And I don't know a lot about her, but I know kind of basics. I know basics about it. So I hope that resonated for you. You've been working on more self-love. Well, then this is just letting you know you've been listening to their guidance. You've been listening to it, and you are making ish happen. Good-ish. Good-ish, though, not bad-ish. All right. Get to Lekka. Go ahead and post your question. Oh, wait, I think you had maybe put it in PayPal. Let's see. I do have to log in. If you guys do leave your questions on PayPal. Oh, and I didn't add Pika Lee. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. I don't want to forget anybody. Okay, so where am I going? Okay, stand by. So if you guys could, it would be easiest for me if you could post your question in the chat. Otherwise, I do have to log in and then go to your transaction, find it, and then if my phone goes blank, I gotta go back in. Okay. View activity. Okay, that was today. Okay. We're in the right spot. That's half the battle. Okay. So, one, if I assume that I'll live long, how will the last 20 years of my life be like? I mean, old age. Okay, so let's tap into that elderly, older age energy. No worries, get to luck, and no worries at all. It is helpful to, at some point so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle, but to keep things flowing and going, it does help me best if it's just right there, right when I'm ready, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so we have here stargazer, so set your sights higher. So to me, this last 20 years of your life, you really are going to be connected to your star family. And I don't think this just means you looking up there and wishing and wanting and wondering what they are, who they are, what they're doing. I think you're in actual contact with them, like contact that it's not like maybe it's them, maybe no, like this is totally confirmed contact that you have with your star family, your star seed brothers and sisters, your own guides, your own angels, your own ancestors. You will be very deeply connected. And of course, if you take the natural cycle of life, a lot of our parents will pass away before us. So maybe even this is talking about your parents being like in direct contact with you even when they leave this earth. Say you're an 80-year-old, 70-year-old person. A lot of 70 and 80-year-old people still don't have parents living on the planet. So that's how I'm taking this. This does not mean that your parents are going to leave tomorrow or anything like that. Because you will live an like an elderly life. You will be passing away in your elderly years, not, at least this is what Spirit is showing right now, current timeline. But sage, be devoted and committed. So you really will be living almost as a sage, very devoted to your spiritual practice. Like, you think you're spiritual now. This is like 20, 30, 40 times more spiritual than you are now. But it's not to say that this is an easy one way of going, because I do see they're showing me now kind of midlife or so, you're going to have this shift where you're, instead of chasing the more, what's the word? What's the Hindi word for dharma, karma, sattvic, tamasic? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not just chasing security, stability, money, all that. You're chasing more your dharma, your reason for incarnating, your life purpose. But of course, many of us in this 3D reality, we have to make a living. We have to chase that coin for a while. We have to go to school. We have to work. We have to do all these things that kind of stand in the way of this sagedom, so to speak. But look here, we also have the Sky Father card popping in. So this to me almost does feel, yeah, dharma is your duties. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to be living a more, is the word sattvic? You guys can help me out, where you are more like just devoted to your religious practice or your spiritual practice. Is that called sattvic? Man, I used to know these things a lot better, but I haven't used these terms in so long. But you guys probably know exactly what I'm saying. Or yeah. Sattvic. Okay. I'm like, could it be something else? Okay, I'm on the right track. But to me, this really does show that when your father does pass, Gitaleka, he will still be very closely connected to you, working as a spirit guide for you, because in your elderly years, because you guys are soul family, you are very connected. And it almost feels to me, look at this. Does this not feel like the same person? This is you as that elderly person. Of course, you're female in this life, but we're taking it kind of, pretend that's a female. It's almost like the male version of that. So I'm picking up almost like a twin flame or very deep soul connection between you and your father that it will transcend the going beyond the veil. It will transcend this lifetime, because it has transcended lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and it will continue to do so. So you will have him as a protector when he does pass on in your elderly years. And he may even show up to you as a bald eagle or an eagle symbol as well. But trust in the unknown. This is going to really help you tap into your own gifts. Like, once your father passes, that is when this big shift in your perception will occur. And they're almost showing me your father is going to live a very elderly life. Like, he's going to be around a very long time as well. I cannot bear the separation, because they're showing me him passing away in that last 20 years of your life. And I'm already seeing you as someone who's going to be living into your elderly years as well. So it's almost like when he does pass, you already will be very elderly and everything, and already very devoted to your spiritual practice. Um, but it will shift your perception even more that you are trusting in the unknown. You're making the unknown knowable, is what they're showing me. And again, with the seer card here, see beyond the current situation. So you're going to be in very deep and close contact with those on the other side, beyond the veil, all of that. You're going to be in very close contact with that in your last 20 years of life. So I hope that resonated for you, Get-to-Leka. That was a cool question. I love that. All right, so let's get to your second question. But yeah, lots of spiritual devotion and just closeness with your family as well. All right, so let me go. Okay, second question. Have I ever led a spiritual path in any incarnation before, or is it my first time being interested in spirituality? So they're already showing me you've had a great mix of both, because certain life lessons you just needed to learn to be very present on this earth. So that whole spiritual connection thing, you didn't really need to focus on that. But they're showing me about 50% of your lives were very devoted, very spiritual, very tuned into the other side. And even lifetimes where you lived as some sort of seer, or what we would consider like a saint, or someone very devoted to their practice, a guru of some sort, where you had followers, something like that. You've had many incarnations where you were the one people looked up to for spiritual guidance. And I think this lifetime that you're in now is much the same. You are living that role. Even if you don't feel like you are, you're living it in a whole different way for, the 21st century. We also have here closure. So to me, it's like in this life, you kind of needed to experience both. I think you've always had this spiritual ability and spiritual, wanting to be very connected spiritually, but there just may have been times throughout your life as Get-to-Leka that you really were focused on just, going to school, making money, working, your day-to-day routines. You were very focused on that, and then in the back of your mind was always that spirituality. So they're almost showing me kind of that as that perception shift that we did get in that other card. At some point in your life, you are, going to shift from more the make money, do all these things, like we're talking the Tamasic and Dharma and the Sattvic stuff. You're really shifting more toward Sattvic things in this life. But they're showing me about 50% where you were just, on the grind, trying to just make a living, trying to be present, trying to just make everything happen. And then the other 50% or so where you really were connected and living a more spiritual life. Let's just get one more, because they're showing me that this is very important for you in this life to understand that you can have both, be both, do both, and even at the same time. There's nothing you have to seek outside of you, but you actually do learn lessons and have learned lessons in this incarnation by seeking things outside of you. There's a lot of lessons learned for all of us, but you are also tapping into this sense of forgiveness. And as you do so, forgiveness for things that happened in past lives, this life, all of that, you're really illuminating that crown chakra and becoming even more connected to your soul family, your star family as well. And look above this door, there's that big light, and that's you walking away from those more earthly things and grounding the light. I'm seeing you just grounding the light, because look, it's kind of trailing behind you, like it's connected to your feet. Like you're grounding this light into the earth. So you, of course, you have to go out and kind of they're almost showing me like a spiritual chameleon. So you show up in the corporate world as a very spiritual person, but you're living the corporate lifestyle, so to speak. But you're almost like a chameleon, or like you're in disguise. Like you're living that corporate life, but you're bringing the spirituality into it. It's really beautiful. Yes, I realize I'm not good in forgiving. I do not cause harm to them, but I move away permanently. Yeah. And, a lot of times if you still think of people that from your past that you have moved away from energetically or physically, if you thinking of them triggers something in you even now, that just lets you know there's still some forgiveness, still some healing to be done there. And of course, allowing yourself to feel whatever emotions come up surrounding, if you name the person that did something to you or treated you a certain way, if you name that, and then you start feeling those emotions that person caused you, just feeling that and having that intention to release them and any energy that they took from you and energy they gave you, returning it back. And here's a really good ritual for all of you wanting to forgive, forget, move on. I don't think we never forget, but forgiving and moving forward, moving on. I love this. I saw this recently where you fill up 2 clear glasses of water and you go outside. You take the first glass of water and you hold it and you put the intention that any energy from, and you can do this for a specific person, you can just do this collectively, you can just do it as like a whole, but I think if you want to really get specific, you can name a person that you still want to forgive and move on from. Let's just say the person's name is Tom. You put the intention in that I remove all of my energy that Tom has left with me. Anything that his that belongs to him, I'm giving it back. Anything that Tom energetically, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally has wrapped up to do with me, I want that back. And, cutting ties basically. And then you put that intention in and you hold it and you can envision it. And then you dump that water into the earth. And everything, the earth, we're all connected to the earth. So that earth will return to sender. It will return what's yours to you, what's theirs to them. And everything comes out in the wash. That's basically what I see. So then for the second one, you can take that second cup of water and just put the intention that, and I kind of messed it up, but basically was, anything that person took or had to do with you, their energy they're taking from you, you're giving everything back to them, dump that water, and then bringing everything back to you that belongs to you. That's what the second cup is for. So I kind of messed it up, but I think you guys understand the gist of what I'm trying to say. So anything from, say, Tom or whatever that was taken from you is being returned in that water, and then you drink that cup of water. The stuff you're returning to Tom, you dump it out, let the earth, iron all out the details, basically. So I hope that resonated for you. And as far as a line or a cue, we don't have that for the free questions. If you do want to donate and get on my list that way, you can do so. Michelle Lynn, you are next. I do randomly call out a free question mosh pit, which we have not done one yet, but it's still on the horizon here. And we do a few of those per live stream, so be on the lookout for that. So Michelle Lynn. Perfect. And speaking of water, I'm going to take a drink of water. No more donations. Just double checking before I post my list. So Michelle Lynn times 2. Okay. All right. Here we go. First question is in PayPal. Okay. Okay. All right. Yesterday was a lot of anxiety at work. Hearing passive-aggressive comments and the energy was off. I stayed strong and smiled. I feel stuck in an abusive relationship with my work. That doesn't serve me. I feel I don't have anyone in my corner, allowing myself to cry, but at the same time, stay strong and being my own best friend. Prayed to Archangel Michael and heard ringing in left ear. That's where he comes in for me. Left ear. Yes, yes, yes. And 911. Yes, you are deeply connected, Archangel Michael. He sends me 911. He comes in with the left ear ringing. Ding, ding, ding. You are right on it. Yes, you connected to him. Just know those 2 validations. I couldn't have picked 2 more perfect validations for Archangel Michael coming through than those 2 right there. You got it. You're on it. Awesome. Is this confirmation from Spirit? Yes, yes, it is. That you're protected, you will be okay. Yes, and Archangel Michael is that protector angel. So wear that cloak of protection. Envision yourself in this blue orb anytime that you feel you need to kind of armor up, so to speak, because that is that blue light, blue protection energy, blue color of Archangel Michael. But here's the thing, Michelle. Archangel Michael, because I work really closely with him, so he's right here to the point, very easy, very quick for me to access. So he's basically saying, this is basically, you know how they say it's darkest before dawn? This is your darkest before dawn. Your darkest time at work before you are finally free or ready to break free from this job. But let's get a word of advice or guidance. I even have my Archangel Michael deck, which I'm going to pull from as well for you, Michelle. Okay, so we got 3 coming out, and I love this. What better word can you get right now for your work than freedom? Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. You're about ready to outgrow this situation, like that snake about ready to shed the skin. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Also, celebration. There's going to be something to celebrate. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. So, Archangel Michael's saying now, there's going to be either an epiphany, an idea, something that gets planted like a little seed in your mind, where you're either taking some sort of certification, maybe even going back to school. There's something coming up where you're getting real excited about it. And that doesn't mean you're leaving your job tomorrow or anything, but they're showing me the fact that, okay, so it's like you're working, but you're like laughing underneath, like that big smile you're trying to force. Very soon it's going to be real because you're like finding an exit strategy. You're finding a game plan to get out of there. We also have guidance on the back of the deck. We've got blue flames staring me in the face here. But guidance, you are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. So follow that guidance. It's coming in your clairaudience especially. And clairaudience can even be sometimes mistaken by claircognizance because it kind of speaks to you through your own thoughts. But it's almost like words or sentences you hear in your mind. That's the clairaudient part of it. Wow, a weight has been lifted. Yes, I had a reading about taking a course a year ago. I'm excited to get back to learning something new. Yes. So then you also have the blue flame, which the color blue I always associate with Archangel Michael. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. So again, putting that blue flame or blue cloak of protection around you as you go about your life, that's really going to help you. So let's tap into the Archangel Michael energy deck here. What does Michelle Lynn need to know about this work situation and moving forward? That's too many. They're like, say, take the top, but there's one more in here. So I'm going to keep shuffling. What do we get here? This is it. Okay. Wow. All right. So I think you are, we've already, I think, established you are some sort of energy healer. But it says here, energy healing work. The prayer here says, thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me, and for my own blessings and for all those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving, high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. So this course, this thing you're maybe learning about is energy work, energy healing, Reiki healing, remote viewing healing. Like, they're just giving me all sorts of stuff. There's some sort of energetic and healing element to what it is I think that you're here to do, because this is your life's purpose, is the other card you got. And it says here, Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose, and I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. Yes, yes. I love this. So he's saying don't give up yet. Even though things are not moving forward as quickly as you're hoping, just with this whole thing that we were getting about May, and hopefully everything's shifting for you in May. Now he's showing me next week, this coming week here, the eclipse. So I don't know, Michelle Lynn, if you know a lot about your birth chart, but wherever this eclipse is occurring within your birth chart, this is going to be a place of major shifts, upheavals, transformations in the best way. Of course, at first, sometimes, some way, it doesn't always feel good. Transformation, even changes we want to make, don't always feel good. But he's showing me that wherever this is occurring in your birth chart, in Vedic astrology, this is happening in the sign of Taurus and Scorpio. It's actually happening in the sign of Scorpio in Vedic, but of course, Rahu and Ketu, or North Node, South Node, are connected to the eclipses, and directly opposite would be Taurus. So the Taurus-Scorpio axis, and I think in Western astrology, this is happening in the Gemini-Sagittarius axis. So take it as it resonates. I try to just be open for whatever one resonates most for you. That's the I guess, astrology modality I want you to hone in on, because that will manifest in that way for you, because that's where your belief system lies. So I hope that resonated, but there are big changes, big shifts coming up. And on my Wednesday show, I'm actually doing a eclipse special that day. We're going to dive into these eclipse energies and really see what transformation this next eclipse and the 2 weeks after, like that big eclipse cycle of the lunar and solar eclipses here between May and June, are what's happening during that. And then that 6 months as a result of these energies. What does this mean for all of us? But if you want to get a jump start on that show and do your own homework, depending Vedic or Western astrology, find out where this eclipse is occurring in your own birth chart so you can get some insight as to what this is going to shake up, break up, make up, wake up in your life. It's beautiful. Smiling so big. Thank you. Just putting my best foot forward every day. I had a reading and she said Gemini in my 9th house will help me with my intuition and decision making with this eclipse. Well, that's interesting because I also myself have a Gemini 9th house. I've got my moon and my Rahu or North Node there in my 9th house. So that's very interesting. And it's funny too, I've noticed this with people I become very connected to online. It's like we have very similar placements. I've noticed that a lot with the people I work with the mentorship stuff, and just in readings, people that come to me for readings, I always find out they have very prominent placements within my prominent placements. It's very interesting. That's so cool. I love that. Well, there's some good stuff coming. Again, it may take a little longer than you're hoping, but it's happening. It's happening. On the back of the deck, we've got surrender. So surrender your need to control the outcome. Just be with life in this present moment. And that whole smile thing, fake it till you make it is what I'm hearing now. And it's hard and it sucks. When you're in a job you can't stand with people that are just not of your vibration, it is so difficult. Like even going to work, maybe you just almost feel physically ill driving to work just because you're like, oh, I have to deal with this all day. Of course, when we think these sayings and we really feel into that energy, we amplify it. Again, I'm not trying to say you should spiritually bypass your feelings, but try not to get stuck in them. Feel them so you can release them and then put your smile on, and hopefully even, carrying that blue light around you, that cloak of protection of Archangel Michael. Maybe even having a few inside jokes with Archangel Michael when you hear those passive aggressive comments. Maybe you can have a little fun back and forth in your head with Archangel Michael. Like, isn't that cute? They think they're going to get me down, but they're not. I am rising above. You got this, hun. And hang in there, because there's something so much better for you. Yes, preach. There's something so much better for you, and you're really going through these trials, these struggles, these tribulations right now because it's actually putting you on a beautiful path coming up. It is hard, lots of gaslighting. Yes, that's so difficult to deal with because you can see it coming a mile away and they think they're being all stealthy with it, and they're not. But I know I'm protected, and this will help me become a better version of myself. Yes, it will. It absolutely will. And it's so hard. But if things get real toxic, literally and figuratively, don't feel you have to stay there. And I even got a little download the other day for you, Michelle Lynn. Has this mold issue at your work actually been reported to like OSHA? I don't even know if that's a place you would report this. OSHA or Better Business Bureau. I don't know. But it feels like wrong that they can operate with mold going on in their place of business. But I don't know. Maybe look into that. I don't know. Oh, and this fulvic acid stuff that I just started. It's called Black Oxygen Organics. It actually helps with mold toxicity and mold issues, fungal issues, all sorts of stuff. So I don't know, maybe that's something you want to look into eventually. All right, so up next is Michelle Lynn's second question. So then after Michelle Lynn's second question, we're going to do Kat's question. And then I think we will have our first free question mosh pit right after Kat's question. So we're going to do Michelle Lynn's second question, and then Kat's question, and then free question mosh pit. Yeah, stay strong and speak up for yourself. Don't let them take you down. Yeah. And, just kind of have this very quiet confidence about you. Like if you hear them being all gaslighty and passive aggressive-y, like just let it, just almost like it's a different radio station that you don't even hear. But when they come right up to your face to say something, just have this very quiet confidence about yourself. Like, oh, you think that, but actually it's this. Like not in like that condescending, I'm better than you kind of way, but like you're holding your ground. Like anything they say or do is just not even gonna put a dent in your vibration because you're so much like risen above it. Like, and again, I'm not saying you're better than them, they're better than you, you're worse than them, they're worse than you. Like, that's not what I'm saying, but I think you understand what I'm saying. I don't think they'll believe me if I tell them my illness since 2019 is from mold from a psychic reading I got. Yeah, I know, right? But if you actually have seen the mold and you know the mold exists, you can, you can call it out. It has not been reported. I haven't said anything because I know it's a mold from a psychic reading, but I got it and it made perfect sense. I think I'll tell them before I leave. Yeah. But if you've seen the mold with your own eyes, I mean, that should be evidence enough to at least get someone to look into and investigate it, I would hope. But who knows with these people? Who knows? All right, I've seen it. It's on the cash registers. Oh, yeah, so that's something you're touching probably all the time. Yeah, I would report it somehow, some way. Even if you had to remain anonymous, if that's what you want to do, because it shouldn't be happening. And especially something that's affecting people, like mold toxicity. Like, that's not a good thing. Okay, what was my past life right before I became Michelle Lynn? Maybe if I know where I came from, it can help me find a job where I'm needed and shine my light to reveal my purpose. Okay, we're going in. Where are we going in at? Where are we going in at, Spirit? Point me the way, point me the way. Angel prayers. They're already showing me something that's amazing. But I want to get some corroboration or further knowledge and information about this. Wow. Okay, so we got one. I want to go in here with also, I actually want this tarot. I always forget the name of this one, but it's a deep, sometimes dark tarot. Get those darkness things out and about. Bring the darkness to the light. I'm already going to say, you're no stranger to, yes, you are no stranger to, bringing justice to the world. Because the past life they were showing me was you smuggling people to hide them from people who wanted to do them harm, to bring them out on the other side of something much better, a better life. These were children, young children you were bringing. Wow, okay, so they're showing me this was in Germany during the Holocaust. You were actually working kind of as a double agent is kind of what they're showing me. Like you were pretending you were part of the whole Nazi regime, right? So the emperor. And here's the thing, you guys. So many starseeds, so many light workers, actually their last Earth incarnation that they can really point to was during World War II or right leading up to World War II, because like my own self too. My last life that I can really point to was during World War II, but it was on Sirius. I have that. That's actually on Alba Weinman's YouTube channel, session 151, if anyone wants to watch what happened. But the Nazis were not just operating here on Earth. They were actually going in other places through black holes and traveling and doing much the same on other planets and places. So you were basically under the guise of, oh yeah, I'm a Nazi soldier, but you were a man in this life too, if I didn't establish that yet. But you were actually, you were like behind enemy lines. You went in, you were learning what the systems were, how things were, the protocols, and, even left in charge of a lot of people. So you were smuggling out not just children, they're now showing me men, women, and children, but, just so many, like the children would disappear, or you would be the first soldier to come into a household, and the mother and father and their kids would be in the household, and you would say, hey, hide the kids, the rest are coming. I can't talk, I can't say anything else. But they would quickly hide the kids, and sometimes the wife, and they just show me that Anton Dodson, hide your kids, hide your wife. But you were literally doing this. And of course, if the whole household was hidden, they would go and look for them. They would find them. So he kind of had to make you Michelle Lynn had to make an executive decision. Usually it was just the children. Sometimes it was the wife and the children. But you would hide them, and then you had these other people working behind the scenes that were not Nazi soldiers, but people were friends that you grew up with. You would send them then to, recover the children and actually get them to safety. Because not only would these people go through and show me your papers and do all these things, but they would also go back and raid these houses, look for valuables, look for hidden people, look for all sorts of things. So as you guys were leaving with the parents or the father, then your friends were kind of coming in the back way and getting anyone and their valuables and the things that meant something to them out of the way. You transformed and saved a lot of people. There were a lot of lives involved here that you actually saved, and a lot of like bloodlines that were allowed to continue by your bravery, by your efforts. Even though you were, now they're now showing me, you were caught. You were not put to death or anything, even though we do have the death card here. But they did torture you, and you did not say anything. And they didn't end up killing you, but they basically released you from your Nazi active duty, and you were you then decided, well, I'm still going to do what I do, and you were working with your group of friends that were not in the regime, so to speak, to still go and do what you always did. Of course, you had like the inside knowledge, but like the way that they did things kind of shifted, but you still worked and operated to do what you could to get those kids and people to safety. But also here, in your kind of older age, in that lifetime, you did take time to just breathe out. I do see you actually moved to an island. I'm hearing Cayman Islands after you left Germany, because just the energy of that place was just too much for you. You had to leave. So you actually moved to like a tropical island. And it says, "Thank you, angels. I breathe with ease knowing you're here." But you lived such a righteous, beautiful life in that life. I'm seeing you actually died in your 60s. It had to do with lung cancer. So I'm not sure if you were maybe a 30-year-old person, because I'm seeing like late 20s into early 30s, like you were operating for a while, doing what you were doing, and you were actually helping people into your 40s, sorry. And then that like last however many years of your life you did spend on your island. But of course you did die from the cancer of, I want to say it was smoking or something like that really led to and caused that. Because you lived a stressful life for so many years, like thinking, oh no, if I get caught, that's the end of this. And not just the end of me, but like the end of us saving and helping people. But wow, you did get to enjoy those last few years of your life, though, at least. So there's that. But wow, that's beautiful. Holy goodness. I don't think I've ever picked up on one quite like that. So cool. So if you are that person that just wants to save humanity, save the world, save the children, then that's why. That's who you are. That's what you do. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that. Okay. So up next, we've got Kat and then our free question mosh pit. So Kat, go ahead and post your question, my dear. And then after the free question mosh pit, we've got just Sandy and then Kirsten. It brings tears to my eyes too. I'm like, wow, this is so, like, you could have, and you did ultimately get caught, but you at any time could have gotten caught. It could have been much worse for you, but thank goodness, you had enough friends that, they were kind of fake friends, like you were pretending to be their friend, but they didn't want you to die. Like they had slight hearts somewhere down in there. So that's how you actually did get away with your life, was another friend he wasn't helping you and didn't know you were doing these things, but he felt like you were a brother to him, and so he didn't want, he was in with the people torturing you, but like it hurt him to see you like that, and you actually made him see kind of the light of day surrounding what the heck are we doing here? What is this? What are we doing? This is not right. So he was instrumental in actually saying, yeah, just let him go. Just let the coward go, or, whatever. Even though you are not a coward. You are that person, total Libra. Yes, I'm Libra rising. You are Libra rising. We mesh very well. I can feel that social justice warriorness within you, and I love it. All right. Okay, so Kat wants to know, I'm going to post my list here as well. So Kat wants to know, I'm a huge daydreamer and have a hard time grounding myself. I'm a Pisces South Node and heavily relate to it. I'm trying to incorporate more Virgo, but it's hard. Any advice for me? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. When you have anything going on in Pisces, it's kind of like, and I say this so lovingly, it's kind of like a black hole that we can get kind of sucked into, because if you take the sign of Pisces, which is the natural sign of our 12th house. The 12th house isn't even in this realm. The 12th house is beyond the veil. The 12th house is our unconscious mind, our dream state, jails, asylums, hospitals, places that are hidden away. even ashrams and places of worship, which are very quiet and solitude type of places. But just and even long distance or foreign places are represented by that 12th house or that Pisces energy as well. So it's basically the exact opposite of being grounded on Earth in reality of Virgo. Virgo is Earth sign, grounded. It's like hyper focused on the day-to-day mundane things of reality, being organized, just being completely immersed in all things mundane in 3D. So yeah, it can be very hard. But the fact that you have your North Node in Virgo, it lets you know that that is the place you need to be going. So you're already on the right track, that you know you need to get more grounded. So first and foremost, Virgo is that Earth sign. And also Virgo is ruled by the sign of Mercury, which is all about communication, brothers and sisters, short distance travel around your kind of area. So these are all ways you can connect to get grounded through those mercurial things. And of course, because Mercury or your North Node is in this Mercury ruled sign, which if I'm not mistaken, because some of the planets have like animosity with each other, or they're friendly or they're neutral. If I'm not mistaken, Mercury and Rahu are really good friends, or at the very least they tolerate each other. But you may want to do some research on that. But wow, this really went left here. Let me fix that. Okay. What are ways you can get grounded? Woo! We got some ways. We got some ways, all right. Oh yeah, just what we were talking about, all that duality, all that, out in the clouds and very grounded on earth. This is all about really getting balanced. So maybe eating bananas. Bananas are right here on this card, but you are closing out that cycle. And I know I really had time stepping more into my North Node energy until I was probably close to 30, going closer maybe even to 32 years old. So don't beat yourself up if it's really hard for you to reach that North Node before that time. It's hard. It can be difficult. So of course the comfort zone of that Pisces is going to be really on and popping for you. But look at this. I think that, am I mistaken? Is that the sign of Virgo? I don't always know these. It's either Virgo or, no, I think that's Scorpio. I think Virgo has a little loop-de-loop on it. So that might be Scorpio. So wherever Scorpio is in your house, or whatever house it rules in your chart, there's this sense of trust, trusting that, even, so they're showing me Scorpio is ruled by the sign of Pluto, or in Vedic astrology, Mars. Mars is like the original ruler or whatever. These are two houses or placements that you can also look into and learn this sense of trust and find ways to ground yourself. So basil is another thing coming in here. So basil and banana might be two foods that you can eat that will be very grounding. On the back of the deck, we've got here cauliflower transition, and this is all, the number 11 is all about awakening, and we've got the sign of Cancer popping in here as well. So the sign of Cancer, wherever that falls in your chart, would be another good way, which Cancer is a watery place, a watery planet, and so is Scorpio. So tapping in your emotions while you connect to nature, these are going to be ways to really feel like you are bridging the gap from being all up in your head or in the clouds or in that Piscean energy to ground it into the reality or into the planet. But getting out in nature with your bare feet on the earth, grounding. Getting in a salt bath with all that water energy we had popping up, grounding. Eating grounding foods that grow in the ground, and also eating bananas. It feels very like a grounding thing. Grounding. These are ways you can ground. And even carrying grounding crystals like shungite, black tourmaline, obsidian, snowflake obsidian, carnelian is another one. All of your black, brown, and red crystals are your grounding crystals. So maybe look into one, or even go in a crystal shop if you have a availability to do that, and just see what you're drawn to. Have the intention before you walk in. I want to connect with a stone that's going to help ground me, one I can carry in my pocket and kind of charge with this intention to ground. And you'll be able to intuitively be directed and guided to a stone that is going to help you ground, because it's not easy. It's easy to say, okay, you could do these 5-6 things and you'll be grounded. But even when doing those, like I myself have a really hard time grounding. And it's funny because my Virgo, I'm a Libra ascendant, so mine's upside down. So my Virgo is in my 12th house and my Pisces is in my 6th house. But in my Virgo, I've got the sign of, in the 12th house, I've got Saturn and Mars. So anything I do in life, it's like I have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake at all times. And sometimes I let off that brake just enough, but then the brake comes back. And then I let off the gas and then I'm just stopped. And then it's such a difficult thing, especially with my Libra ascendant. Things are already kind of upside down with everything. Then I've got all that going on in the 12th house and sign of Virgo. It's like, yeah, awesome. So I feel your pain. I feel it so deeply. I'm right there with you. And again, it wasn't until about age 30, maybe even closer to 32, that I started to really feel more grounded and less airy about everything I've got going on in my life. So just take those little bits of, guidance, and hopefully that can help you. And especially, programming that crystal, that's a talisman you can carry with you with the intention to ground. Oh, we've got a donation from Anna here, I see. Thank you so much. I will put you on the list. So we have reached the moment of our free question mosh pit. So if you are here for a free question, go ahead and post your question one time in the chat, and I will, with the help of my guides, intuitively select one of your questions. Okay. So Anna has donated enough for a 1-card question. So I wrote Anna, I need to write Earthy, Deva on the list here. Okay. Copy and enter. And I only saw one donation come in, one card reading. I can go in though, because sometimes it doesn't always direct me. Log in. While you guys get your list of questions, and I'm going to take a drink of water and check for that other donation. Let me see. Okay, I have 2 1-card questions. Okay, I only see one donation for a 1-card. But, when we get to your question, we can figure out what's going on here. Okay. Oh, so it's $5 for a 1-card or yes, no, and so per question basically. So $5 per yes, no, or 1-card question. I don't know if I made that very clear in my little pinned message. I don't know half the time if what I say even is written clearly. But check that, or I don't know if I have it in my description. I have no access to that on this back face inner wall, back wall interface is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's go. Oh, they are going right in for Tarot Chic Tarot readings. Let's answer your question. Is my ex Matt lying about his income? Ooh, scandalous. Let's find out. Is Tarot Chic Tarot readings ex Matt lying about his income? Yes, because he's making a lot more than he's letting on. That's coming out hot right now. Maybe let's find out why. Why is he lying about this? I mean, look at all of that. It's like he's saying, I make this much, but in reality, this is like kind of hidden or below the surface, if that makes sense. Yeah, so he's definitely playing some of that income close to the chest a little bit. Let's see. Why is he lying about this, or any information that we can tell Tarot Chic about this situation? We've got joy and delight. Open your heart to joy, and then opening to your spiritual source, finding sanctuary. So there's this word open in 2 cards here. So he's not open. He doesn't want to open. That's what I'm seeing instead. So it's hard for him even to tap into that source of joy. So he might even be someone who doesn't laugh a lot. Like, that's the energy I'm getting here, because we're kind of getting the opposite of this here. And then he just finds sanctuary. So it's almost like he feels he has to hide, or, just maybe not disclose all of his income so that he can keep a stable, like hidden part for himself. And he did this just thinking, if things go, like if we make this a long-term thing, and then we break up, like, I don't want her to take all my stuff. Like, that's the energy he's bringing to the table. Like, he doesn't want what's his to be taken away. Um, Not that you would, but like, that's just where the energy and why he's coming from that place. So maybe he even grew up poor, or maybe his parents really struggled with money, or he even as a child struggled with money. This answers your question thoroughly. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. So there's quite a bit that he has not disclosed to you. And this it could be because it's not physical, like liquid, or what I'm saying, like money he has access to right in that moment. It could be like Kirsten's saying here, investing in stocks and property, or not something he could just go down that day and get that money in his hands. Maybe it's tied up in something like that. That's what they're showing me. But that's why. That's why he did it. He just wants to protect his assets. I hope that resonated for you, dear. Let me know. But yeah, there's a little element of, at the very least, just not being forthcoming with all of his assets. All right, so Sandy, my dear, it is your turn. And then Kirsten is on deck. And that was our free question mosh pit, which we will have another opportunity for that coming up. Copy. Okay, so I saw someone tagged me. Let me go back up. So one is fine. I thought that there was just $10 limit. Oh, okay. Yeah. I did say, it does say, let me read it. Rotating between donation questions and random questions. Minimum donation $10 for like what I'd consider a reading, and then $5 gets you a yes or no or one card, and then less is a donation. It's kind of what I have there. But yeah, that's what that's all about. So okay, one is fine. We will roll with that. Okay, so whatever spirit has for Sandy, we're gonna get into it. And Kirsten is so excited because she's found a sperm donor. Yay! That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Well, we'll just be waiting with bated breath, waiting to hear what you have to say about the outcome of this insemination. I'm excited for you. All right, Spirit, what do you have to say for Sandy? Spirit have for Sandy today, our dear precious Sandy. Anything wants to come out for Sandy? Okay, wow. So we've got some awesome energy coming in for you, and I'm excited to get into this. So this is kind of, to me, where you have been, that energy you've been in. It says feeling the world. So you may have even been feeling the emotions of the world, or the weight of the world is on your shoulders in some way. But a lot of the emotions and just struggles you've been going through lately, I'm hearing it's not even yours. But Sandy, you're one of my lighthouses. You're one of these beacons of light on this planet that you're here to help in any way you can. And you even signed up like on an energetic level to kind of transmute other people's emotions or energies. Especially, Sandy, if you're someone who a lot of people come to you with their problems, their gossip, their drama, because they know you're going to help them, or at least give them a little word of advice. So you're getting a lot of that. Maybe that's kind of what just feels very heavy to you sometimes, is just other people bringing their ish to you. Even if you've got your own ish you're dealing with, like, people still dump it on there, and it's not even like they're trying to do that to weigh you down. It's just they feel so comforted in your presence that that's what they do. But the number 13 here, that adds up to a 4. So you are like this support system for a lot of people in your life, both in person and online, I'm seeing. So you are someone who, you help a lot of people. You're very generous with your time, your attention, your effort, your money, your energy, just any currency, energetic or actual money, you're very generous with it. And you're feeling this weight of the world right now because you're like, I can't give any more than I've been giving. And maybe you've even questioned lately, Sandy, like, should I pull back giving to certain people or doing certain things that will benefit other people where I don't really feel a benefit? And it's not like you're doing it because it's a conditional thing. Like, you do this for me, I'll do this for you. That's not what I'm seeing. But you may see a couple people in your life where you're like, I give and give and give and give and give, but I'm not getting anything back. And again, it's not all about what I'll give so you give me. Like, that's not what it is. But you're, Sandy, you're seeing the imbalance where you've given and given and given and given, and this person's just kind of there taking, taking, and taking. Like, you can't continue on like that. And also, we've got close encounters with the number 10, which, that adds up to that one, that new beginning. So you are closing out these cycles of feeling taken advantage of, and it's almost like you're putting up better boundaries with certain people, even if you're not coming right out and saying, hey, I've given you all this stuff and it's time that I'm putting up a wall or a boundary. You're not even, it's more energetic, and people are going to start to understand without you even saying a word, a lot of these people, that you're kind of closed for business, where that bank of Sandy is now closed, energetic or financial or otherwise. And it might kind of rub people the wrong way for a moment because they're just used to getting that from you. And when you start kind of closing it up a little bit, you're going to notice these people maybe even start fizzling or phasing out of your life a little bit as well. But with this close encounters card, I'm also reading this as the fact that you may be having a lot of synchronicity, seeing a lot of repetitive numbers. I just saw before, it was 144 on my clock up there. So maybe you're getting a lot of downloads in your dream state, seeing a lot of those synchronistic numbers. Or maybe like me, my example last week was I kept hearing people talk about Moldavite. And I'm like, okay, universe, I'm listening. I'm ordering it. It's on order. It should be here any time now today. I'm so excited. And I said, if it gets here today during the live stream, I'm going to take a quick little pause, go down, grab it out of the mailbox, and unbox it on the live. I have not heard, I've got my window open a little to hear the mail truck. It has a very distinct sound. So if I hear it, I'm going to go out and get it. But maybe even spirit wants you to, keep your ear open or your ear to the ground on the pulse of something that's coming up for you. This feels very exciting though. The power of purpose. So you are stepping more into this role of this light that you shine on this planet, and just, being able to integrate more of this light that is hitting the planet. Keep hitting this, but it's fun to rest my arm on, so I'll just leave it up. So this is like the wheels of karma are turning in your favor, kind of that wheel energy from the tarot, where luck is finally starting to be on your side. And not only that, you're hitting a direct bullseye here. And the number 18, which is, that is loud and annoying, so I will put it back down. The number 18 adds up to a 9, which is closing out one cycle, ready to start another. So yeah, you're done. You're putting up some boundaries with certain people. Again, it could be monetary, energetic, just spending a lot of time dealing with this person's drama, and you're kind of just stepping out. You're kind of bowing out a little bit. Not to say you have to cut this person out of your life or anything, but energetically, it's like you're just pulling back a little of your energy. And it may even go without saying that this person kind of feels that you pull back, that they kind of pull back from asking so much, and that you may not even have to say a word to them, like, yeah, I feel like I give you a lot and I need a break, or I can't do it. Like, it may not even come to that. You've just been so confused lately on what direction you're supposed to go. Yeah, and that's what this power of purpose card here, when that pops out, it's no joke. There is no play. There's no playing there. And this is interesting on the back of the deck as I put those two away, Sandy. You've got this card here, Wish Upon a Star, and just thinking of your little tagline, make a wish and then make it happen. Well, what's Sandy's wish? Maybe doing some soul searching and really feeling into, what is my wish? What is it I want to do? What is it I want to be? What is it I want to accomplish? What is it I want? So asking yourself, what is it that I wish for? And then make that happen. You can do it. I want to get one from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Just see if we can tap into this sense of purpose and what direction Sandy needs to go. She's feeling lost, Spirit. Let's get her some direction here. And I do feel Archangel Michael stepping in now as well. So Archangel Michael might be working with you. Yeah, I'm going to pull that deck out as well. This is the Extremes card. So we've got the number 34 here, which is that very spiritual, very introspective number as well. But with this Extremes, so you may be feeling really good in one moment, and the next like something lets the wind out of your sails, or, you go from feeling really bad to later that day you're feeling really good. Like, there's extremes at play here. And the fact that we've got extremes on board, to me, that feels like that South Node, North Node energy coming in. And the South Node and the North Node are going to be involved in these upcoming eclipses over this next week and then 2 weeks later. So Wednesday, my Wednesday show, I'm going to break down this eclipse energy, because many of us are feeling, because to me, doesn't this feel kind of To me, this energy here feels very, what's the word I'm trying to find, spirit? Give me the word. Give it to me. Um, it's like, not anxious, but like kind of, when it's really hot in the summer and you just can't get cooled down, you're just like, ugh, like miserable, I guess would be a word for it. But like, and it even feels like those last stages of pregnancy where you're just miserable, you're just over it, you're just done with it. Like that's this energy that I'm picking up. And this is very ripe kind of energy to be hitting us right now, right before this major eclipse that's happening, Sandy. So you're already feeling this eclipse and the shake up, make up, wake up, break up that it may be creating in your life. Thank you so much, Daisy Love, and also Jen Jane. So I will get both of you on the list here very soon. Just want to finish up Sandy's reading and get her some direction, Archangel Michael, any direction we can. Wow. So lean on God and the angels for support. And it's time to leave this unhealthy situation. So, of course, I think this one kind of goes without saying. So give your cares, your worries, your sense of confusion and being lost, feeling lost. Give those cares and worries to your angels, your guides. Open a line of dialogue to your spirit team and just say, I'm overwhelmed, I'm confused, send me a sign, what do I need to know? And they will do that. They absolutely will, because they cannot invade in that free will that we have. We have to ask them for their help. But this is where I really want to focus my attention. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. So there may be certain habits or things that you do that we all have them. We all have these things. Like I shouldn't do this, but it's what I do. It's an addiction. It's a habit. It's a thing that I do. So look in your own life, Sandy. Maybe some addictions or things that are causing some toxicity that are habits you have, or maybe people you surround yourself with that you can just again, it's simple to know I need to change this, but it's not easy to make the change, especially if this is dealing with an addiction or, unhealthy lifestyle. We all have an unhealthy lifestyle on this planet because it's just programmed into us. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of work and a lot of dedication to unprogram and kind of step out of the matrix of what we once knew. And that's maybe where you're going. Getting healthier in your own body, feeling better in the vessel that your soul is in right now, that can help you. That could be step one of really uncovering some of what your purpose is. So if you've got a lot of bad habits or addictions, this is just saying, Archangel Michael's definitely stepping in to say, don't try to change everything at once, because it is so hard already to change one thing, one habit, one addiction. Focus on one at a time. And so again, it might be a bit of a slow process, but depending, Sandy, where this eclipse is actually happening in your birth chart, say this is happening in your 6th house. That is the house of health and healing and getting better daily routines and habits and things like that. Or maybe your 6th house ruler, let's just say it's Aquarius. So your 6th house ruler would be either Uranus for Western astrology or Saturn for Vedic astrology. So you can look in your own birth chart and see where these, depending what your 6th house is, any planets within the 6th house, who rules the 6th house, these can be indications on how you can get healthy in your life. So I hope that resonated, Sandy, and didn't further confuse you, because this is a very confusing time we're in right now, because a lot of people are feeling lost. You do not go to this school. Get out of this deck. A lot of people are feeling this sense of confusion, feeling more confused than ever, just not feeling on their path or their purpose. And it's not it's kind of that miserable kind of energy to be in. But the nice thing is you're putting your attention into this to know that, okay, I feel this way. So you acknowledged already, I feel this. Now what? So figure out your wish and make that wish happen, Sandy. Again, it's going to be difficult for all of us to really feel into this sense of purpose and belonging and what is it we're here to do. I mean, that power purpose card is right there with you. So feel into that energy, Sandy, and I hope things feel better and more supportive for you very soon. But ask those guides and angels for help. That will really help. Jimmy's here. Hello, Jimmy. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to have you do a one-on-one with me. Oh, that would be so cool. Because then we could really get get right into it and get to those little intricacies and ins and outs, and I can even run your chart, see what we got going on there with any transits. I mean, we can really dive deep in this and figure out what's going on here. So I love you, Sandy. Hang in there, my dear. You got this. All right. So we've got a couple donations I'm going to add to the list here. So up next, we've got Kirsten, and she's already got her question out. Look at that. Thank you so much. So we've got Jen Jane, and I still call you Jen Jane, even though you changed your name like so long ago. I should probably write it the right way. Joyful Journey. And then Daisy Love. Okay. Fix the wording on that. Copy and enter. Okay, Kirsten wants to know, what can you tell me about my soulmate? How or when will I meet them? Thank you. You are so welcome. All right, let's tap into this energy of Kirsten's soulmate, this future soulmate that we've kind of picked up on the energy of already. What do we got here? Love yourself first. So they are really highlighting this need for you to really start to become that partner, that other piece, that other half that you long for and seek in someone else. Become that for yourself, first and foremost. And that can be the most difficult love journey we go on in this life, is that journey to self-love. But it is the most rewarding and the most transformational love that we can have in our lives, even above a great soulmate relationship or a twin flame connection, or even that relationship we have with our children. When we can get on board with that self-love, that unlocks every other relationship in our life and makes it that much more on and poppin' and beautiful and deep and connected and just da-da-da-da-da. Because remember, Kirsten, you are one half of every relationship you are in, with your parents, with exes, with future loves, with friends, family, cousins, aunts, uncles, parents, I don't know if I said that, children. You are one half of every single relationship you are in. So if you can make that half of your relationship very loving and just that place of unconditional love, you're going to be so ahead of the game with all of this. And I think your soulmate, this person is actually really going through some struggles for themselves with this whole self-love thing right now as well. Either they are mirroring you right now and going through their own kind of breakup, shake up, wake up, or they're just trying to close out past cycles so that they can really feel into this present moment to put themselves on a different trajectory. But let's get another card or two. I actually want to get one card from this deck, one from this deck, and then a couple from tarot possibly. But yes, so this soulmate coming in, this is a past life connection for you. You have known each other before. And to me, this feels very passionate, very chemistry riddled. There's a lot of magnetic attraction here between you and this person. So when you first meet this person, you're going to be like, yep, that's my type. That's what I want. It's what I've always envisioned for myself. So this person may look a lot like your dream, they're showing me your dream celebrity crush. This person may even look a lot like them, or just have a lot of similar qualities, maybe even the same name as a celebrity crush you've had in the past. These are all ways that you're going to know this person. What do we got? This is the most difficult deck to shuffle. It's a heart-shaped deck here. But we're going to roll with it. What needs to come out from Kirsten? What is this energy between her and this future soulmate that wants to come in? Look at this. So look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So this is a very deep spiritual connection you have with this past life love. This is someone who wants to love you unconditionally. This is someone who will put their life on the line for you. This is a love unlike any you have experienced romantically in this life. So this is something that you've always dreamed of and never thought you could have. But yes, have a good one, Sandy. You're going to feel their love for sure. No celebrity crushes, but I do have a guy from my childhood that I still find the most attractive man ever to this day. Well, what if it's him? If the Six of Cups comes out, I am going to scream. I will scream, because that could be him. Okay, we got the Nine of Cups, so three more than that six. But this is a wish fulfillment card right here. This is a wish fulfillment. This person ticks all the boxes off of your dream guy list. What if it's him? Oh my gosh. What if it's him? um, yeah, let's figure this out. Who is this person? They could be a water sign. That could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Prominent placements within those placements, or uh, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, all in water houses are really what I'm seeing. He moved to Colorado's probably not. Yeah, probably not. Who knows, right? We have the Five of Pentacles. So this is feeling left out in the cold. So this is someone who either you feel you missed out on at some point, or they felt like they missed out on something in their life. But this is earth signs as well. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy coming in, Sun, Moon, Rising. So this person could have a water or a earth, Sun, Moon, Rising, prominent placements within those houses as well. But this person really is going through their own healing journey currently. This to me feels like they may have recently broken up, or they're about to break up with somebody. So they're kind of mirroring you. Oh, you're Taurus. Okay, that makes sense. They're mirroring you with what's going on in their lives as well right now. Okay. Wow, Ace of Wands. So there's that fire energy coming in too. So this person really inspires you. You inspire this person. When you come together, there is this spark. And of course, this is that phallic energy. So pairing that up with this passion I was really picking up in this card, it's not going to take long for the ball to really start rolling between the two of you, as far as physically connecting and emotionally and spiritually connecting. It's all connecting real quick. So when you meet this person, it's like you're both going to know, and you're not going to waste any time. You don't want to waste any time. You just want to dive right in and get going, get started. Wow. So we have the Queen of Wands and Four of Wands. So this is the wedding card. This is letting us know that yes, you will be with this person in divine union. Long term, and you are showing up also as this Queen of Wands energy. So I don't know if you have fire, like a moon sign, where a fire moon sign. So that'd be Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius moon, or ascendant or rising sign, or prominent placements. Maybe even having Venus in one of these, or Jupiter. These are good indicators. Mars, even possibly in fire sign for you or this person. But this Queen of Wands energy, you're really, with that love yourself first card, you're really stepping into your true, like, your all earth, Taurus Cap. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. This may just be, so what is your ascendant? Because, I don't know. I guess water would be directly opposite of that anyway. So that wouldn't be seventh house indication. Or wherever your Jupiter, that will represent your husband in at least Vedic astrology. Also Venus. Venus could represent your love partnership as well. These can be indicators. Fire signs, or at the very least, there's a lot of passion. It's just letting you know there's a lot of passion. Capricorn, so directly opposite would be Cancer. That makes sense. But with this Four of Wands, this is letting you know this is your happily ever after. This is what you envisioned you would have, maybe even with this ex. The white picket fence, the home, the kids, if that's not your dream, then insert your dream here. You're getting that wish fulfillment and a committed, stable, because you need stability with all that earth in your life. You need, it's not a want, it's a need. You need stability and a stable partner, and knowing that you're protected, you're loved, you don't have to worry about loyalty issues. That's what you need. And with that Four of Wands, that's what you're getting. You're getting everything you thought you were going to get with this ex, but he proved over and over again that's not what you're getting. And you didn't settle for less long term. You decided, well, I deserve this, so I'm going to get it. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get it. So I hope that resonated, Kirsten. But, loving yourself first is really putting that investment, that time and effort into your future partner, because you're going to benefit, because you are, again, one half of every relationship you're in. Oh, your sperm donor and you really connected. It's too bad he lives in Oklahoma. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe there's a move in your future, lady. Who knows, right? I mean, ultimately, there's something at work here, and it's a past life connection. And also past life, you could even, apply that to your past in this life. But I don't feel this is someone you had actually dated. So I don't know if that one guy that moved to Colorado really still calls to your heart. Maybe someday, somehow, some way, maybe. I'm just saying, maybe. Maybe, baby. All right. Well, I hope that resonated for you, Kirsten. And thanks again for your lovely donation. Pika Lee, my dear, you are next, followed by Earthy Deva. And then Joyful Journey and Daisy Love. This is our current lineup. I have dreams about him still. Yes. That's awesome. Okay, so we are going in. Just make sure we didn't have anything else come in. Okay. This is what we're rolling with. Delete this one. Copy and enter. Okay. To this day, I find men with curly blonde hair and great smiles so attractive. Oh, that is so cool. I love that. Okay, Pika Lee, what did I do in my past life? I feel like I was some sort of healer or shaman. Ooh. And then we'll do messages from spirit guides. And you've been lightheaded lately. Wow, yeah, we're getting into this. That is what we are doing. Sorry, half the deck just fell into my lap. So what we've got going on here? Got one. The energy of this past life for Pika Lee. What does Pika Lee need to know about this past life? Was she some sort of healer or shaman? Okay, we've got great teacher. I can't. Shaman and great teacher. Wow, there's your answer. Absolutely big yes. Shaman card in responding to your question. Trust in higher forces. So you may have always had a very strong intuition in this life. As a result, that is a gift you brought in from that past life. And as you really develop your spiritual gifts, you're going to learn and gain access to so much more than you ever thought possible for yourself. And then also with this great teacher card here, we've got kind of that flower of life kind of energy going on in the background. Also, we've got a white bird here. So maybe there's a white bird. Like if you look into what does a white bird mean, or spirit animal white bird, and also this kind of owl, I think it's called a barn owl or snow owl. I don't remember exactly. Maybe look that up as well. There's a reason those two are really standing out. Birds. Maybe you just have a really strong connection to birds, or you get a lot of communication through birds, or you see birds and you look up what that means a lot. But yeah, spirit does communicate with you through birds for sure. I mean, both of these cards have a bird on them, and not all the cards in this deck have birds on them. I mean, there's no bird there. No bird there. There is a bird, but yeah, there are some. But yes, this is amazing. So learn from spiritual experiences. So this is how you learn. You, of course, learn from the regular 3D mundane things that are going on. Yeah, that looks like a white dove to me. Yeah, that's what that looks like. Maybe even a pigeon, but white dove seems like it resonates more. But yes, looking into that, but learning, you are learning from spiritual experiences, and you are learning to trust your intuition more and more every day. So, like when you get lightheaded, you don't just say, oh no, I'm sick, I'm dying, I better go to the hospital. Like, you're like, what is the spiritual meaning behind this? Or someone cuts you off in traffic, you're probably like, what's the spiritual meaning behind this? Like, you're going in because you are in constant communication with the universe, and you're realizing that everything that happens, everything that your awareness sees, there's a reason you saw it. Because think of it. So you're in a room. Picture the room you're in right now. You just look around. Okay. So you can only remember and point out the things that your awareness is directed to. So my awareness right now is directed beyond my computer over here to my shelf full of card decks. So that's where my awareness is. I couldn't tell you right now, maybe from memory a little bit, what all's right here on in the closet. But if I put my awareness over there, oh, there's some Christmas ornaments from my December pick-a-card still hanging right there. There's a tripod, there's a light stand, there's some wrapping paper. Okay, when your awareness is on something, you can really look into it and dissect it. But whatever's going on over here, not in your awareness, so it's not really gonna, register for you. So anything for all of you, anything that registers in your awareness is a message for you from the universe, is a message for you, is what you're experiencing. So the fact that I saw those birds, if you go back to the beginning of this live stream where I shared that story, where I saw the hawk and the ravens flying together in a group, I could have put my awareness there and then been like, oh, what am I going to have for lunch? I mean, I was already eating lunch, but just as an example, like, I mean, the universe was communicating, but did I get the message? Yes, I did. That is you. Because that's what you were in this past life, and that's what you're going to experience also in this life, is bringing more of those gifts, that connection you had in those past lives, you're bringing it on deck in this life. It's all meant to help you level up spiritually. So let's get a message about, or from your spirit guides. That was your second question. Yes, that's you. And that's just going to increase more and more as you get more spiritually attuned and spiritually tapped in. You're just going to just have so much connection. You're just not even going to know what to do with it all. Okay, speaking of connection, what do we have here? Another bird. And that, I think in that other deck when I showed you, not a bird. Oh, that one is a bird. It was the bald eagle. Now you're getting the bald eagle. Eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. Look at that. So you're at the end of a cycle where you just let life happen to you. You're really just at this point now where you're not letting life happen to you, you're letting it happen for you. Again, by putting your hyper awareness into every little thing that's going on and knowing that there's a message in that for you, and then maybe even keeping track of these messages by keeping an experience journal or a message or synchronicity journal or a meditation journal, dream journal, maybe an all-encompassing journal where you just write everything that you get that you think is a spiritual communication or connection. Writing this down will really help you rise above the 3D day-to-day challenges. This is beautiful. You literally told me last time to pay attention to birds, and that I'll see a lot of bald eagle imagery, and then here we are. I totally forgot about that. And then on the back of the deck, we've got skywriting, which, I saw the writing in the sky with those birds flying around. So there we go. Another number to pay attention to would be number 14. I got major throat chakra communication skills, things, bad stuff going on. Okay. Now I can talk again. So 49, that adds up to 13, which adds up to 4, which is all about stability, support. Wow, I just saw a light orb, like a white ball orb, just go across over here. Interesting. So you're really seeing the signs, you're seeing the symbols and synchronicities, and maybe even watching the clouds. Maybe you're getting guidance from the clouds. Maybe you're, okay, now this is cool. Okay, spiritual guidance coming in hot. Right, fresh off the presses, breaking news for Pika Lee. Go out, if at all possible, in a place where you can clearly see the night sky and the stars, without light pollution, without it being overcast. Like if you can find here in the next couple of weeks, they're saying the next couple of weeks because time is kind of the essence right here. Breaking news. Get out there and look at the unhindered sky. If you can see the stars, if that's at all possible for you, get out there because they will show you. They're wanting to show you some sort of spacecraft or some sort of ship. They want you, especially if you're someone who has for years wanted to see, or maybe in the past you've seen, UFOs or whatever you want to call them. They want to show themselves to you. They want to expose themselves to you in the best possible way. So get out there and be looking at the sky. They may even try to do it during the day if you just live in a place where you can't get out in the night sky and actually see the stars without that light pollution or any of that. They may try to show themselves or uncloak themselves during the day. So get out there and see what happens. Wow, I took pictures of the sunset and night sky yesterday. There's a reason you're feeling really called to be watching the skies right now. All those birds, where are they at? They're in the sky. Watch the sky. Wow. Then we also have the number 14, which adds up to 5, which is all about big changes coming for you, Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. What was I saying earlier about not letting life happen to you anymore? You're letting life happen for you. So you're really taking the reins of your own life as a result of listening to all the signs, symbols, synchronicities that are coming through for you, and you're actually paying attention to and noting them and, asking spirit, well, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? The clouds cleared and you saw the moon. That's awesome. So yeah, just keep your eyes on the skies these next couple of weeks because you're going to be really floored. They're showing me like your like jaw like on the ground, like mouth wide open, like whoa. that had to have been like a real whatever, because there's no way it could have been anything but beautiful. So keep your eyes on the skies. That's what they want you to know, because they're giving you more signs, symbols, and synchronicities through whatever that is. And they're also showing me, wow, major ringing in the right ear now, and my spider friend is still hanging out up there. This may be they're giving you downloads of information. So when you do see this craft or experience in the sky, it's going to be, they're showing me, they don't want to just limit it to, oh, it's going to be a UFO, or, oh, it's going to be whatever. It may even just be a shooting star or something. But when you see the thing, in the sky, you're going to know this was my message. And when you see it, telepathically connect to the beings that are involved in all of this, can telepathically connect to it, and you will get downloads of what they're trying to communicate. That's what they're showing me. So try that out, and if that happens, you come back and let us know, because I am desperately wanting to hear all about it. So you'll have to come back and let us know, Pika-Lee. That was so cool. Woo! There's a message from your raven outside. He's just like, yes, yes, yes. I love that. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Okay. So yes. Let's see here. Okay, so Earthy Deva, this is our list. So Earthy Deva is up. Okay, hope you can see that. You're so welcome, Pika-Lee, absolutely. One card question is about my blog. Is it inspiring? Okay, we're going where? Here, Spellcasting Oracle. Thank you so much for keeping the list, Jimmy. Totally appreciate that. Okay, so Earthy Deva. Woo! Wow. I would say it's inspiring. It's very fertile. There are lots of seeds of inspiration there for other people. And it's not like you just come right out and say, this means this means that. It's like you leave a lot of stuff open to interpretation and kind of plant little seeds in people's minds or in their awareness that then start to grow and fertilize by other information they're getting, or maybe even past information they had, and then something that you say in your blog really, ignites or, brings to life this thing that really inspires people. So abso-freaking-lutely, this is inspirational to people. Look at that. She feels very supported, guided, loved, protected, at peace, inspired even. Like, there's just beautiful, beautiful energy surrounding this blog. Especially if it's of a spiritual nature or a spiritual, topic. Because a lot of blogs, like, you'll have your lifestyle bloggers, your family bloggers, you'll have, tech bloggers. This, to me, though, feels very spiritual. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish with this blog, it feels very spiritual, and it's creating a lot of fertile seeds that are planting in the minds of your readers in such a big, beautiful, and spiritual way. So I hope that answered your question. So welcome. So joyful journey, Z love. So do I have, oops, Jimmy's got my list. I totally forgot. Thank you again, Jimmy. I appreciate that. We are just knocking them out today. So messages, downloads have been so emotional recently. Okay, let's find out. The music oracle, I'm using it today. Let's just see what comes out. Our joyful journey. Any downloads, anything that needs to come through. Her meditations have been so emotional lately. What needs to come through? Ooh, these two. Wow, so we've got Jimi Hendrix. So you may actually, or have Jimi Hendrix actually stepping in to work with you. A lot of these people, these musicians, these artists that died and are considered part of the 27 Club, or they either, committed suicide. A lot of them did not. But those that were said to have done so, a lot of them were actually taken out, but they're still working through a lot of star seeds and light workers on this planet, because that's what they themselves were, star seeds and light workers, here to shake up the energy and make it into something that is more transformational and better. And look, we've got some white doves here with the energy here on Jimi Hendrix. So you may, again, the bird symbolism is off the chain. I start the whole show here today talking about the birds that I saw, and then, there's just been birds popping up everywhere, and they're even singing out my window here today. Um, but look here, this is funny. So it says only losers stay in tune, and I know he's talking about the music, not like in tune with the environment, the energy, and the world and the universe. Um, so this is to say, basically, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to let those emotions come out, or think that you're doing your meditations wrong because, well, I should be tapping in and getting all this spiritual knowledge, but instead you're just like feel like an emotional wreck. Um, you are actually clearing the deck. You're getting a lot of this stuff, that's coming up to release so you can heal, so that you can bring more of your beautiful spiritual light online. So you are doing a big emotional purge lately to, just shake loose all the mucus of the yuckiness of the past to bring on that light that's going to really fuel you for who it is you're here to be and what it is you're here to do. Then it says here, if you live in a room full of mirrors, all you will see is yourself. So I'm taking this kind of almost like stepping out of ego is really what I'm seeing. And, but I'm also, he's showing me too that, the whole world is a mirror of you anyway. But of course, we like to separate ourselves. So this is almost like that universal love, or that, namaste. The light in me bows to the light in you, or the divine in you. And it's like, if you live in a room full of mirrors, all you will see is yourself. So if you live from that place of love, from that place of joy, from that place of oneness, you're going to start really seeing that reflected in everything on the external. As within, so without. You're really going to start seeing that. But then it says here, technology is a tool, but it will never set you free. And I like to say too that there's a guy I follow here. He's called, what's his name? Dang it, why is it escaping me? It was just there. Well, there's one called Hope Paranormal, and there's also, Huff Paranormal. So he connects with spirit, and he makes these amazing spirit boxes, like portals that spirit can come through and communicate. And he always says it's not just these tools that are bringing spirit through. It is my connection. Then this guy has been doing this, spirit communication. He's been doing this like full time plus for 11 years. And the more he does it, the more connected. I'm getting major chills just talking about it. The more he does it, the more he practices this, the more connected he gets. So the information that comes through is clearer, longer, more concise, directly answering his questions, ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. So it's not the tool, the spirit box he created, that is actually bringing through spirit. It is his own energy, allowing spirit to come through him and then into the box to speak. And much the same as my cards. Anybody can go out and buy any of these decks I have, but the fact that I have really harnessed and harbored a fascination and connection to tarot and oracle cards, I've been doing this since 1997 when I was 13 years old. This is something I have cultivated over years and years and years worth of time. So maybe some of the messages I get would be different than messages someone who's just now starting out would get, but that doesn't make their messages any less powerful. So almost look at yourself the same way. Something you've been doing for a long time, you're really connected and you're really able to birth forth and bring forth things surrounding that information or that way of being. Could be even like a healing modality or something you're doing. But just like the tool through which the thing is delivered is not where the power lies. The power lies within you. That's really what this is saying with the Jimi Hendrix. But you also have the Leonard Cohen card. When it comes to art, all that matters is telling your story well. So not being afraid of making mistakes. I think that's kind of like a twofold message because, let that, only losers stay in tune. No one's perfect, basically. So let your art come out, the art of your life. What you're here to do. Let it come out. All that matters is that you live your life. You live your light. Tell your story. It doesn't matter if there's typos or spelling errors or maybe you just info dump. Like, it doesn't matter. It's you telling your story. That's what matters most. Travel lightly through the darkness. So this is saying, you don't have to stay in that darkness long. You're not packing up your whole house to go live in these things that have been coming up for you. You're purging those emotions. So it's like you get in quick and then you get right back out. You're only there overnight. It's not like a long-term move. So just stand in the knowing that all those emotions that are coming up, this is short-lived. They're coming up so you can feel them, heal them, deal with them, and release them. Also learn to live between also learn to live in the interval between events. So this is basically pointing, don't just tack all your hope, love, and acceptance of yourself and everything on the end result. Enjoy the journey. And Joyful Journey is your name. So I think that it's very fitting that it comes out here. Basically, learn to live in the intervals between events. So even the mundane day-to-day life, enjoy that journey as well, because that's where the breath of life really lives, is in the day-to-day moments. Woo! We went in. I hope that resonated for you, Jen Jane. And just know you're going to be getting a lot more spiritual epiphanies. I really do see that. Especially if you are working with Jimi Hendrix, maybe even feeling into his energy, seeing what it is he's trying to show you. I know me, myself, I work a lot with Kurt Cobain, Chris Cornell, and Chester Bennington are three that really come online for me a lot. I don't tap into the energy of John Lennon a lot. I can kind of feel it on the periphery, but there are people that are constantly in work with John Lennon, with Jimi Hendrix, with Prince, with what's his name from Queen? Why am I not remembering names today? Freddie Mercury. That's his name, Freddie Mercury. A lot of starseeds and lightworkers and channelers are actually working a lot, and also like Michael Jackson, Princess Di. I mean, I know most of the rest of those were musicians, but Princess Di wanted to come out for someone too. She works with a lot of people. And you've been seeing so many birds too. That's really beautiful. Yeah, the bird symbolism, and birds are basically spirit communication. That's a symbol of spirit communication. So Daisy Love, it is your turn, my dear. Go ahead and post your question, and then we're going to get into the free question mosh pit. One more time, if you need a guaranteed answer to your question today, you can always send a donation, and all of your lovely donations do go to help my mom, whose house burned down in July of 2019, and she's still living in a little camper, and we're hoping to get her out of that camper sooner than later, but all of your lovely donations go to help with that. So we'll do Daisy Love's question, and then one more free question mosh pit, and then I may be done for the day unless we get any more donations. So again, if you want your question answered guaranteed, you can always send a donation. And my hair still looks wet, but it's actually totally dry now. Well, not totally. Got a little bit of wetness back here, but what I do when it's totally dry, I scrunch out the crunch. Just kind of do this. I don't like to do it when it's not totally dry. I've got some wet strands back here, but then it'll get all big and all of that. Which is what I like. Okay, so any love coming toward Daisy Love? Ooh, let's find out. Is there any love coming for Daisy Love? Oh. Well, this one wants to come out, and so does this one. And let's get a tarot card or two. Go in with this deck. Oh, bless you too, Jen Jane. Totally resonated. I'm so glad. You got this. You can get through these emotional things that have been going on, because it's clearing the way for some amazing downloads and just just really owning your light and living your light. It's beautiful. Wow. I would say with the Temperance, to me, this is kind of that. I really do get a twin flame vibe anytime I pull the Temperance card, because look, these cups, it's like she's pouring. It reminds me of the Goonies when the character Mouth was like, they were at the restaurant where they're going to start their little journey there. And he's got those 2 cups of disgustingly dirty water. He's like, hey, Mikey, you got to go to the bathroom, like pouring cup into cup into cup. I don't know if there's a special message if you just love the movie The Goonies or I've never seen it or want to watch it. I don't know. The reason Spirit showed me that, so I'm just going to roll with it. But to me, Temperance is a very twin flame energy. So this, at the very least, this person coming toward you in love, you're going to have at least a soulmate connection, if not a twin flame connection with someone. But I have a feeling the next person coming in is going to be someone you're not that excited about. Because with the 4 of Cups, it's kind of like an apathy card, or like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. And the Ace of Cups, of course, it's in and of itself is a new love card, a soulmate love card. But the fact that he's not even looking at it, it's like he's kind of more, I mean, these are around him, and it's like he's just looking like out, like he's not quite like focused on love right now. So maybe this is just calling for you for just a while to really focus on what lights you up, what makes you feel good about you, that self-love, self-care, all of that, focusing on that for just a little bit, because I have a feeling the next maybe 1 or 2 people coming in for you, it might be fun at first, but like it fizzles out very quickly because you just realize very quickly that these people really don't resonate with you, like their values, or maybe just like as far as like long-term commitment and stuff goes, it just doesn't, you can't really see yourself settling down with these certain people. Even if you want to settle down like yesterday, um, it's like you're not going to settle for less than what you know you deserve, so you'll wait longer is kind of what I see. But then once you know you really do that inner work and these other people kind of come and go, this is what we have coming in. Then we've got some attraction. So it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So you do want your twin flame. So just connecting right now today, or even, you know, in the near future, you can do meditations, or, you know, put the intention before you go to sleep at night that you want to connect with your twin flame in your dreams. And almost always you will be able to accomplish that. Even if you don't quite remember your dreams all the time, just know that you can actually connect with them, and that information that you get through your dreams will be stored in your subconscious mind. So even if you don't remember your dreams, don't fret. That information is still in there somewhere and will become available to you when you need it. Well, welcome to the channel, Melissa H. Good to see you. Hello, Priya. Good to see you both here. But you just being present in the moment and just really falling back in love with life, falling back in love with yourself, maybe even for the first time in this life, just taking yourself out on a date, doing the things that bring you joy and pleasure in life. This is really going to get you back into connection with your own self, because especially if you're on that twin flame journey or want to be on that twin flame journey, your best bet, your best ticket to your twin flame is through your own self-love. I always say this because when you can start loving yourself, especially if this twin flame hasn't, you know, come across your awareness yet, if you can start loving yourself and really, you know, focusing on filling up your own cup, like literally what she's doing here, it's going to bring more of your spiritual gifts online. It's going to put you more in alignment with your higher self, loving yourself, treating yourself well, making sure you're getting enough rest, exercise, good food to eat, just treating yourself very well. And then you're going to be teaching other people how to treat you, not just this twin flame or soulmate you're trying to connect with, but your parents, your friends, coworkers. You're going to treat them to treat you with utmost respect and just reverence as well. But as far as your twin flame goes, it says here, keep an open mind. So your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So this soulmate, this twin flame could actually be from another ethnicity than you, or whatever it is you're normally attracted to. This person may be of a different ethnicity than what you're normally attracted to. This person may look different, just act different. Maybe there's just something about their vibe that's much different than the people you would normally be attracted to. But that's not to say you're not attracted to them, because you will be. You will be very magnetically attracted to them and almost wondering, this person isn't even my type. Why do I like them so much? It's because it's the twin flame energy. I'm going to get a drink real quick. But you're going to learn really quick with this person that the more you get to know them, you're going to realize all those other people that, you know, were your type, you're going to learn they weren't your type, that this actually was your type all along, but you were just trying to settle for something less is really what I'm seeing. Have you met? Let's see. I want to be on that journey. Let's just ask, okay, will you work with us? Yes. Can you show us what your yes looks like? Yes. What's your no look like? No. Okay, so this is a no, and then show us yes. That's a yes. Okay, so has Daisy Love met the person she will be on the twin flame journey with? It's shifting, it's shifting. It kind of was going maybe, and now it's more of a no. So you may have actually seen this person in passing, but this is not someone you would consider that you quote unquote know. Maybe, just maybe when you finally do meet this person, he'll be like, oh yeah, I used to work here or whatever. You're like, oh man, I think I might have saw you there once or something. So if you have quote unquote met this person, it was either just in passing, or maybe you saw this person working somewhere or at the store, or, you know, maybe you guys grew up in knowing certain people, but you didn't ever meet each other, something like that. They're of another ethnicity and they are different. Yeah, they do feel that way. And I'm not saying they're a different ethnicity to you per se, but just whatever ethnicity you're normally drawn to or attracted to, this person may be either mixed with that ethnicity or just a different ethnicity altogether. But they're showing me definitely this person is of mixed ethnicity. Even if they appear to be one ethnicity or another, you may learn when you meet them or come to really know them better, that they actually have a lot of different family lineages. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think you've met them. If you know of them, possibly, but they're kind of spirits more kind of shaking their head no a little bit on that. So you just you find that you have friends in common, or maybe you guys knew certain people but you never met each other, or something like that. So no, I don't think you've met them yet. At least that's what Spirit's showing me. If you know who this person is now, it's someone you've never actually introduced yourself to per se. Okay, so I hope that resonated for you, Daisy Love. But yeah, it looks like you're kind of going on a little bit of a self-love journey for a while, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because when we can show up as our most healed selves before even getting in a relationship, that weeds out a lot of that, eventual stuff we will have to heal anyway. So you're just going to be that much more ahead of the game when you do meet this person. So it's really beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so unless we get any more donations, I think this is going to be it. So this is going to be our very last free question mosh pit. So, hey, anyone noticed an A in the profile? Oh, I see A's all over here. We've got Avian and Daisy Love both have A's in their profile. But if you are here for the free questions, now is your time to post your question just one time in the chat, and I will intuitively select one of your questions here momentarily. I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and post that. Just one time, though. You don't need to post it multiple times. We do only have 11 people here, so one and done would be good and sufficient. And I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday, everyone. And if you were just now coming in or wanted a guaranteed question answered, you probably have about 2 to 3 to 5 minutes to go ahead and donate so that we can get into that. Otherwise, I will be signing off after our free question mosh pit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to just let that list populate, and then we'll go in on it. That's it. It hasn't moved in a moment, so here we are. Canary 002, they are honing in on your question, so we're going to find out why things are taking so long to move forward. I just heard it's the energy. Everybody right now is exactly where they need to be for this upcoming shift that we're having. That's not to say that before this big shift happens that you won't be moved somewhere else, but as far as where you need to be right now, you are exactly where you need to be able to anchor the most amount of light onto this planet, is what they're showing me, Canary. But let's just ask what other information wants to come through. Why are things taking so long to move forward? Yeah, it's part of your soul contract. Basically, everyone's where they need to be, and you are never on the wrong path. I always want to point that out. Covenant, sacred contract. So you signed a sacred contract, or part of your soul contract, soul mission, to go through whatever it is you're going through right now, be wherever it is you are right now, and just be present with it. Especially when we try to, resist things or move things quicker, sometimes it almost flies back and hits us back in the face, like kind of works almost opposite. And when we dig into something and try to resist it, it's almost like we're digging in deeper within it and prolonging our own suffering because we want out. And all we're doing is digging deeper in. You know what I mean? So it's almost saying going within, meditating, connecting with your own higher self, your guides, angels, and asking them what you can do to start making things move forward. And they're now showing me my river analogy I always use. So you may feel like you're out in the middle of a river, a rapidly waving, raging river, and you're clinging to a rock. And the rock is you resisting where you're going. And anytime you try to come off that rock and go against the current to go where you want to go, it's like you're losing steam, or it's almost like you're, again, digging yourself deeper into where you don't want to be. So they're almost showing me you just releasing that rock and surrendering to what is. You're surrendering into, well, this is where I'm at right now. It's taking this long. It's taking 4 times longer than I wished it would. What are you trying to show me, Spirit? And just surrendering to it. Speaking of surrender, I will pull out my surrender deck and we will see what it is you can surrender, or what energies you can surrender to start making things move forward, or Again, a lot of times this with this sacred contract here, a lot of times what we want to have happen in our lives is usually based on ego. Our egos wanting to achieve some sort of goal or prize, or have something move forward so that we can say, ha, conquered it, ha, did it, ticked another thing off my to-do list. That's sometimes a very ego thing that a lot of us as humans, which have egos, can get caught up in. So surrendering to your higher self is key, I think, to really tap in and see, is me resisting being where I'm at? Is this my ego? What is this? What is this trying to show me? What can you surrender to? Surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Cool. So if there is someone who's trying to help you, or maybe someone even giving you advice and you're like, yeah, I wish, but like you're almost discounting this person's advice before you even really let it sink in and go, maybe you're right. So just kind of keeping an open mind, keeping an open energy, and your guides. Okay, now your guides are even showing me like you kind of have your mind made up of how things are going to happen, and this needs to happen before this can happen, before this can happen. So it's almost like you're blocking your own guides from being able to offer you help and support, or some signs and synchronicities and symbols they have sent to you. You haven't received the message because you've been too like kind of stuck more in thinking, well, this isn't going to happen anyway, so why bother? Kind of like more negative thinking or thought patterns, which we all get into. I am not, I'm guilty as well, for sure. But basically saying, just asking your own guides and angels for help and support, and then just picturing yourself releasing that rock and just flowing with the river of where your life is taking you. That will start getting you to feel more on board with what you've signed up for and ready for it. I almost see you just rolling up your sleeves and like, okay, I'm here right now, so let me just do my best job and get down to business, get to work, and you're going to see things open up. So just on the back of the deck, surrender to your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly, that rock we were talking about, to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So everything we were talking about earlier, digging in, thinking you're going to try to, resist or release it, you're only digging yourself that deeper hole and sabotaging you moving out of it. So maybe just doing a little bit of soul searching, some meditating, connecting to your own guides and angels just to say, can you help me? What is it I need to do? Can you help me feel okay in the present energy of where I don't want to be, but I'm here, so I got to deal with it kind of thing? It's tough. I totally feel you. My own mom, her house burned down. It'll be 2 summers ago now, in July 14th of 2019 is when her house fire was. And she's still living not in her house. Of course, she wants things to be done yesterday, but the lumber prices have like quadrupled between 2020 and 2021. So even if she could build right now, it would cost her 4 times the amount that it would have last year. And she seems to be taking it all in stride, but there are days that I'm just like, man, why is she still stuck in that camper? And then spirit comes in and is like, she's learning lessons. This is part of her soul contract. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Ego, go away. You don't know what you're talking about, ego. I know now. I understand now. Everything is happening in divine timing. It's just our ego a lot of times wishes that divine timing could be moving forward quicker than it actually is. Oh, you just donated again. One more question. No worries. We can take that. Absolutely. So I hope that resonated for you, Canary. It's a sticky situation, but a lot of us are in places we don't want to be right now, be it relationships, jobs, locations. Mix it all up in a bag and draw out, because I think everybody in this world right now is not quite where they want to be in some way or another. And, you're just going to feel into it. You'll know, because things will start moving forward eventually. But a lot of times it comes after that state of just us surrendering to what is, that then we then we discover things start moving forward like crazy. So surrender into it. See what you get. All right. So any advice regarding my recent love interest for Pika Lee? going in. This is a random deck for a love question, but I just listen to what Spirit says. I'm just here for it. All right, for Pika Lee, any advice regarding recent love interest? And here it is. We've got Ariel. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. And at first glance, it looked almost like a white bird here, but I think that's Archangel Haniel hanging out up in the clouds there. Well, it says Ariel here, but per the actual this deck, whatever, the Archangel deck, Haniel, that's actually the depiction of Haniel. I don't know why Spirit's making me show you this. It must be important. I'm just going to go with it. I think it's the moon cycles card, so maybe there's something about the moon. We were talking about all that connection. Hey, beautiful soul, send us some birds. Yes, Tanya. We've been getting a lot of white birds for her as well. Symbols and synchronicities with that. Where is this Haniel card? If you want me to show Spirit, bring it out. Bring it out. It's probably the last one in the deck. The last one I'm going to come to. Where is it? Why? Did I miss it somehow? No, here it is. There she is. Look at it. It's the same one, right? Am I just making that up? Okay, there's that. And there's that. Is that not a smaller version of this? And there's those white birds. Look at them, just illuminated. 3 white birds. Look at those white birds. Moon cycles. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. So the fact that they're talking about spiritual experiences and manifestations, to me, this recent love interest, this is pointing out that this person is part of your soul family, your star family, past life connection, for sure. Visualization meditation, thank you so much. Yeah, that would really benefit. At the very least, that would just help you feel a little bit better about where you're at, if not really help start things moving forward, Canary. But yeah, Pika Lee, this person is very deeply connected to your mission here. Whether you actually get together with this person or not, that remains to be seen. Maybe go into the love and relationship affirmators deck to find out. So maybe clarify for me, Pika Lee, is this someone you actually, like, you know, they like you back, or is this just someone you maybe had a crush on? Maybe clarify that bit for me so I can really know how to tailor this for you. Because I do feel this person was very interested back. There just maybe some things like work or just really busy. This person's got a busy schedule, something like that. Sorry, I'm just thirsty today. Get one message about this person. Yes, we seem to have a very deep connection. Yeah. So we have here the honesty card. So this heralds a wonderful time of rooting yourself in complete and total honesty. It might seem scary to tell the truth all the time with everyone about everything, but when you practice radical honesty, you can stop hiding and start relaxing. The best part is honesty from you inspires honesty from others. What results is a root and toot and trust parade, and everyone's invited except the bagpipe players, but you know they'll show up anyway. These are so cute. But yes, this is just requiring you getting really honest about, you know, who it is that you are, what it is that you're looking for in a relationship, and just being really honest with yourself and this person about life and who you are and what you want to do. Let's just get another message about this connection, this recent love interest for Pika Lee and the connection they share. Wow. So we have honesty and gratitude. So these are very beautiful virtues that are stepping in. And with all that spiritual connection and stuff that we got, I feel like this is a, you know, again, very soul family type of connection. Someone that you can really confide in and be yourself with. But with radical gratitude here, it says, radical gratitude is when you stand in the center of what you have, especially the challenges, open your heart and drop to your knees in awe at how blessed you are. Regardless of what other people have, realize your life is the one you chose. So you chose to experience this relationship, and especially, yeah, with work keeping him very busy, just having gratitude, just the fact that you met him at all, that you get to connect as often as you do, and just having gratitude for the little things between the two of you is actually going to open things up to where you're going to actually be spending more time with him, strengthening that connection even more, deepening that connection even more. Let's just see one card from this deck as well. Anything Pika Lee needs to know about this recent love interest? Any advice for moving forward? Well, we did have honesty. We have the children card, so I don't know if you or this person already have children, or if this is maybe the future between the two of you. Maybe let me know where children fit on that radar. But it says your love life is being affected by children. I don't know if he works with children, has children. Maybe he treats work as his child. I don't know. There's children. That's exactly how you feel with that gratitude and being able to hang out when you can. What else are you trying to tell us? Any advice? Look, make the effort. And look, we got children on that card and children on this card. So this could be future energy that we're just picking up on a little early. And there's a little doggy down there in the corner. A couple doggies on this card. So dogs and children. Maybe eventually that's where your life is going, having some pets, some children. But great love is we're taking the steps you're guided to take. So listening to your intuition and trusting it, that even though he's busy and things are going on in the world and in life, still make the effort. Still, if you're thinking of him and you find a funny little meme or a picture that reminds him or reminds you that of something funny maybe he talked about, or just reminds you of him in some way, send it to him. Just let him know you're thinking of him. On the back of the deck, we've got engagement. Look at that. What is going on in this picture? I can't even tell what all is happening down below here. I thought it was another dog, but it almost looks like some sort of weird little nature spirit with a beetle. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I've never even seen that on this card, but I was directed there for some reason. Maybe it's a spiritual connection you're having to really connect to beyond the veil. I don't know. But your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So at the very least, I sent in pictures of the sky yesterday. That's beautiful. At the very least, you're strengthening your connection to him to where, with that engagement, that's just taking your relationship status to the next level. So if you're just kind of seeing each other, or maybe if you're just quote unquote friends right now, maybe he's gonna, or you're gonna, both of you gonna say, hey, you want to make this a thing a little bit? Maybe we'll see each other. Then maybe you call each other boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. But then as I put that one away, we've got honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I think coming up, just having that gratitude for the time you do get to spend with him is going to open up the channel for you to receive even more time hanging out and spending with him. So honeymoon, the bliss of holiday time together. So maybe even eventually you'll be able to go on a little trip or a getaway or a date, maybe even. And then again, as I shuffle, engagement pops up again. So yeah, I wouldn't discount the fact that this relationship is going to a whole new level. That's beautiful. That's nice. Oh, I read that already. So I hope that resonated. But yeah, he feels very sweet, very kind, very nice. Just busy. He's busy, but not so busy that he does not appreciate those texts from you, or when he does get to see you or hang out, like he's so happy in your presence, like, because it's good for him. It's like a good breath of fresh air in all the work that he's got going on and things that are going on with him. So I hope that resonated for you. Wow, you got the honeymoon card last time. That is right. That's right. So there we go. We're tapping into that. Yeah, definitely on a journey right now with possible soulmate connection. So that's beautiful. Well, welcome to the channel. I was just about to close it out. We were at 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 7, 8, 9 seconds. I don't take Venmo for donations. It's kind of on my long list of I need to get more payment options, and I still don't have the super chat capability since I moved my live streams over to this new channel from my main channel. But those of you who did come over here to get readings, I will be live again next Wednesday, but I also have my main channel, which is The Done Creative, where I do my pick a card readings, and I have a whole 28 video playlist of intuition exercises. If you guys want to go test your intuition, the link for my main channel is in the description below, the very first thing linked there. And I just hit 14K today, so that's an exciting little bit of news. But as far as questions for today on my live stream, I'm about ready to go, but I have hundreds and hundreds of pick a card readings over on my main channel. If you want a love reading for June, I actually have a June pick a card over on my main channel. But I will see you guys. What time do I normally go on Wednesdays? Well, I've kind of had to change my schedule. I normally will go Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 days, but because of my kids are in baseball and life has just been crazy chaotic. I did have to shift my regular evening Woo Woo Wednesday to during the day. So it's 10 a.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday. Saturday show starts anywhere between 10 and 12:30, 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, kind of on a sliding scale because I never know when I'm going to be able to get on here. Some days I get a shower in, some days I don't. And then Sundays I normally will do a 1 hour show where I call it the rapid fire readings. But again, I've had to kind of put that one on the back burner through most of June just because my boys are in baseball 4 nights a week. And I'm taking Saturdays now as just that day to put my head above water, to breathe, to get myself ready for another week of baseball and just busyness. And school year is wrapping up and they will be home all summer again. And oh, thank you so much, Mackenzie. I appreciate that. But yeah, so I will try to be live at least 2 days a week through July or June, and then go back to my regular 3-day live streams, 3 live streams a week. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, lots of fun and cool stuff going on over on my other channel. If you guys are wanting some information, you can always find it in a pick a card here or there. So I want to say thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative Live and also over on my main channel. Link for that is the first thing linked in the description to go try that channel out for some pick a card readings or test your intuition exercises. So I will see you later. Love you guys. Bye. Have a good one.